So, I'd like to introduce some of the things I'm doing on the shuttle balance. I think I've been working with you guys for the last, I don't know, 12 years at least. I initially got the prototype of this device. This is the ultimate right here. This is a super duper model that I've actually talked to the shuttle people about developing. And so I have a couple of programs that I'm going to do on this. I'll demonstrate a few things between this and the trampoline. I do a lot of my vestibular training on this, obviously balance training. That includes, again, 3 systems: proprioceptive or somatosensory system, vision, and vestibular. And so, for example, Mike is demonstrating here, and again, one of the things, Mike, we have with our patients is that this is nice and wide now, so if they have a wider stance, Mike's, that's his comfortable stance for golf, but demonstrate, what I'm talking about, you can just go wider with your stance. Because one of my complaints with my athletes, I use this for baseball, hitting with the baseball and golf in terms of transfer of weight. So one of the things that are a problem with transfer of weight is that the golfers sometimes go way out here. Well, you can't do this on this device because you'd fall over. Usually I put it on level, these 2 red dots down here, so that it really comes down. It's like a teeter-totter, right? And so if they shift their weight way over to one leg, then they'll fall over. So the goal is to be able to shift their weight evenly and follow through with the ball. So that's a really cool device. I've had baseball kids on it with swinging, throwing balls at them and hitting, and they can't fall over. They get really good weight transfer, and they do really well. Same thing with my golfers. The other thing with the vestibular training is as they're balancing on this, again, unstable surface, like Mike, you could just do head shaking on the ball, right? So as he's a little faster than that. So as he's looking at the ball, he's doing a head shaking maneuver, which is again for dynamic visual acuity concepts, and then also we can do a gaze stability test as well. So this becomes a really good vestibular training apparatus in addition to training the proprioceptive system. So none of those systems are functioning independently of one another. They're all functioning together to maintain your balance, to see while your head is in motion, and the human being has the capability of maintaining clear, acute visual, clear and detailed vision while the head is in motion. And most of our daily activities, the head is in motion 300 degrees per second, which is, probably equivalent to rather, I don't know, maybe 40 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour. So then we go as high as like 150 to 200 degrees per second, and then we get up into like the 90-mile-an-hour range in terms of equivalent to a car driving fast. So it's relatively fast head movements, very quick head movements during activities such as golf, during the golf swing, during a baseball swing, just running alone. Your head velocities have been measured at 500 degrees per second. So the head has to be accommodating to that speed so the eyes can still see an object. So someone who is limited in this vestibular systems, and again, it's called the vestibulo-ocular reflex, is the key reflex here. Someone who's limited in that reflex or hypo-functioning reflex, basically when they're driving or moving, everything is shaking up and down like this, which leads to a lot of problems, obviously. So in golf, in baseball, we could take a baseball bat and also do the same thing where, Mike is holding the bat up here like this, and he's going to transfer weight as he swings the bat, right? And that transfer, again, this is a little bit easy on this setting, but if we put it down on these 2 settings, here and here, then it's like, again, a teeter-totter and has a lot of imbalance. So what he's trying to do is basically shift his weight so he doesn't fall over and maintain contact on a ball, or with the baseball kids, we have a net over there. We were throwing these rubber balls and they were hitting it to, again, on an unstable surface. So when they go to a stable surface at the plate, they feel like amazingly stable. And again, I rehabbed Marquise Grissom on this a while ago. He actually said the baseball looked like a softball coming at him, which is, again, increasing that dynamic visual acuity, again, which is seeing detail on an object while your head is in motion, okay? So these are some of the things we do. And then we can also take the trampoline, put it flat, and a really traditional vestibular exercise is hopping up and down, bouncing up and down on the trampoline, again with the head looking up straight to the ceiling. We do that for like 30 seconds, then look down, and then right and left. You do that 30 seconds in each position. And I can also do more complicated ones, which we've done with a couple of our boxers, where we actually put blindfold on him, and he hops. You have to be really close so he doesn't fall off the device. But and then goggles, you know, with Vaseline on the goggles, so it distorts his vision as opposed to completely eliminate it. So what does that do? It puts more of the stress or the responsibility of maintaining his balance to the vestibular system with his eyes closed, and again proprioception to some degree. So what we're trying to do is, this system works well, both of these works well in my training of athletes, vestibular training in athletes, and actually developing a course I'm going to teach this year, Hospital of Special Surgery in New York, on vestibular training in athletes. So quite different. So again, this is my, again, been waiting for this to come out for a while, but it's a really cool device that, again, not just for athletes, for regular patients as well. But again, really functions well with your athletic population.